सर्वत्रानुविस्नेहा तत्तत्प्राप्यो शुभाशुभम् नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यागाशं हरति चायम् अङ्गानिव सर्वश इन्द्रियाणि चैन्द्रियार्थेभ्यो तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसोवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परां दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते द्रष्टुर्योग्यः कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चिताः इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य आसीत मत्परः वशी यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता ध्येयतो विषयान् पुंसां सङ्गस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति 2 pages raga dvesha vijuktastu vishayarindriya atmavasai videyatma prasadam adhigacchati prasade sarvadukhanam हानिरस्यो उपजायते चेतसो हि आशु बुद्धि पर्यवतिष्ठते नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न च युक्तस्य अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम् इन्द्रियाणां हि चरतां गण्यन् तदस्य हरति प्राज्ञम् वायुर्नावम् इवाम्बसि तस्माद् यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः आपूर्यमानम् अचलप्रतिष्ठम् Samudramapa Pravishanti Yadava Tadvat Kamayan Pravishanti Sarve Shashanti Apnoti Nakamakami Vihaya Kamanya Sarvan Pumanscharati Nispriha Nirmamo Nirahankara Sashantim Adhigacchati Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Naikam Kapya Vimuyati Sthitva Shyamantakadepi Brahman Nirvana Mritchati Om iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Brahmanastu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Madi Sankhya Yoga Ditya Dhyayaha. Last we can keep 1 moment, 1 minute, little silence for the prayer for Krishna. And this chapter we chanted for him. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Yes, we are very sad to sudden passing away of our Chris, which was very unexpected. He used to be always here. Yeah.
Swami, is it proper to do poems for about a half hour when I go home? Is it good to do
Home.
poems? Yeah. I practice my own.
You can pray for it. Yeah.
I do for him. It's okay.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so now we come to, we are going to start. Did we read the prologue? Okay, so we'll finish the prologue on page 81 of the Bhakti Ratnavali. So, Bhakti Ratnavali means the necklace of devotional gems. Now, prologue says the Bhakti Ratnavali is an anthology of verses selected by a medieval ascetic named Vishnupuri. And it is, this book is another which Vishnupuri has commented on the verses also. It is a collection plus his commentary. So that is in Sanskrit. And I do not know who ordered for me, but it came before I came home.
Not that big compared to the rest of the verses.
Yeah, that because I think here is the explanation. It is Swami has explained, and here is Vishnupuri has explained. It is Swami, this our Swami Tapasyananda has given explanatory notes. So instead, some places
Also, the introduction is by Swami
Tapasyananda, that was also big one, 80 pages. And here introduction is only Vishnupuri gave, maybe 7, 8, 10 pages. That's also very scholarly.
Sanskrit verses are usually packed verses. They have to be unzipped.
Unzipped. And
This is all in Sanskrit.
meaning, yeah, it is Sanskrit as also English. Both. His own, is the main verse, his own Sanskrit, and somebody has translated that into English. Anyhow, so the Bhagavat is the sacred text which is the magnum opus on bhakti, devotion to God, and is accepted as authoritative by all scholars of Vaishnava sects, Vaishnavism. The Bhagavata is held in high esteem by non-Vaishnava devotees also, especially because of the harmony it affects between devotion and knowledge. Many people may explain it only as a devotional and dualistic way, but the verses are so profound, it brings the harmony message of 4 yogas sometimes, and bhakti and jnana always blended together. It consists of about 18,000 verses, the Bhagavat original, which includes several passages of prose poetry divided into 12 cantos. So 12, they call 12 cantos. Come, sit wherever seat is there. So 18,000 verses, and in 12 cantos, devotion to the Supreme Being as Vishnu, especially his incarnation as Krishna, is its theme, main theme. This theme is expounded through elaborate narrations dealing with cosmic cycles, dynastic histories, lives of sages, saints, and saintly kings, and lives of divine incarnations, and by means of a long and ethical disquisitions, and by hymns in praise of God and divine incarnations. In fact, every topic through which devotion to God can be inculcated is brought in. So many verses, so that it brings the philosophy of love and connectedness. So jnana, karma, yoga, bhakti, it is, you can find it, but mainly it is focused on devotion, prayer, devotion, the stories which infuses devotion in our heart. Now the Vishnupuri, who has compiled this, is Vishnupuri, the anthologist, has selected from all this vast and amorphous literature 405 verses, which, according to the metaphor he has himself used, have been strung by him into a necklace of devotional gems, consisting of 13 virachanas or strands. In these verses, we get clear outlet of the doctrine of bhakti, both in its theory and practice, as conceived by the great devotional text, the Bhagavata. Though he has selected the verses from different parts of the world, the anthologist has arranged them with an eye to continuity of the theme, and has further established this continuity by connecting each verse with the succeeding one by his brief introductory notes, which have also been translated with some minor alteration or elaboration. Thus the work, far from being a stray selection, has a unity of its own. In 3 or 4 verses of his own composition incorporated in the anthology, Vishnupuri compares his efforts to those of a diver gathering gems from the bottom of the sea. The sea here being Srimad Bhagavatam. Why it is very difficult for us to read the Bhagavat, 18,000 verses, to read and to understand. Of course, now translations are available, so that has made it easier. Even then, each verse can be explained. When they for our sadhus, the holy people, they explain one verse can be one big, one total 1 hour can go for one verse, or even they can continue 2-3 days with one verse.
This is like the Cliff Notes.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right. So it is to bring out from them, and this way of presenting before us. It is a benefit for people like us who have not the time and energy to go through that depth. And there are many stories, things people may not like that. It is not necessary. The theme, the cream of the teachings. Who is Vishnupuri? About him. Oh no. Further, he speaks of himself as a stringing these gems of devotion gathered from Bhagavad into necklace of 13 strands, which, as tradition says, he offered at the feet of Jagannatha, the Lord of universe, at Puri, through another contemporary master of the devotional school, Sri Chaitanya. Then means he has offered it to Jagannath through Sri Chaitanya, who is also the avatar of the avatar of devotion, avatar of devotion. Avatar of Radha Krishna, yeah, Anta Gaur, Anta Radha Bohi Krishna Naki, they say. Krishna, he was internally full of Radha and externally Krishna or Krishna Radha, something, whatever. Then he is put together into one body. Before Krishna Radha came too.
Krishna wanted to taste his own love.
Yeah.
So he took an incarnation, but with the inside of Radha, mind of Radha.
Yeah, with the mind of Radha.
So Radha has love for Krishna. Krishna also doesn't have that kind of love that Radha has for Krishna.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. For bhakti,
Yeah. And mostly we do not understand this parabhakti level. When it comes to the bhakti of Radha and Krishna, such a sublime love, such a divine attraction, such a restlessness, which you find in Sri Ramakrishna's life, an expression of that. Very difficult for ordinary people to conceive that. Anyhow, so Vishnupuri, who is Vishnupuri? About Vishnupuri, we have no authoritative information except that he was an ascetic hailing from Tirabhukta, Tirabhukta, Tirhut in Mithila. Which is Mithila is what country now?
In Bihar, no?
Mithila. Who can say? Mithila.
And
Maithili language. Mother Sita has come from Mithila. Mithila Puravas. So in Bihar.
Janaka said no, that if the whole Mithila is burned out. I don't care.
Janaka
is that the same Janaka of Ashtavakra?
What?
The Mithila Janaka, Sita's father, is the same Janaka of Ashtavakra.
Is it? It's all these things high.
Ashtavakra, he was a king of Mithila, and then he used to conduct all
Ashtavakra
those.
was not a king.
Janaka. Yeah. And he used to conduct all meetings of the scholars. Ashtavakra was one of the scholars.
But are they the same Janakas?
Same.
I thought they were different.
As far as I know, it's same.
Sita was from one Brahmogyanis home to another Brahmogyanis home and nothing, nowhere. Then found that going back to Mother Earth is better.
So he can go to Brahmogyanis.
Acha. So he was from Mithila, that's the point. And a particular place called Tirhut, Toira Bhukta. And that he made the anthology probably at Benares. Benares was the seat of learning and all the scholarly thing. So people used to do anything. Shankara went to Benares to write the major commentaries. These details are gathered from his own statement contained in the work. Scholars are very uncertain about the time when he lived. That is very natural for Indian saints. There is no time. That's why there is always a fight. Western scholars will say, maybe 500 BC, too much. they don't want to little go a little further.
How do you mean?
And India will say, the Indian scholars will say, oh no, it is 10,000 years before BC. So there is always that type of scholarly fight. Yeah.
How do you mean that the Indian scholars?
Indian scholars
care
always
about
say it
the-
is most insane.
Oh, like that. Okay.
And Western will say, oh, they go by history. No, Christ is the standard, and
Yeah.
before that, how much you can go.
Yeah, before.
And then you have to
BC.
show that it is definite history, date, time. But India is beyond time. They never have any concept of time. Even our recent times we find the same. It's very difficult because they have no real concept about. You want to get it, get it. It's cold, no?
Cold.
I do not know. In the temple also, I'm seeing that cool air. They like some cool air or what?
Not summer yet. It may be confusion because in India has so big and so many calendars we follow. So that also gets more confusing.
Confused, and also they are not focused on. They are focused on philosophy.
Yeah.
They are focused on the truth.
Yeah.
They don't care which time, which period, who born what. Well, these are all Maya. Most of the Indian thought is like, oh, it is Maya. No. So you get out of everything because time is a big factor. Upanishadic age, which is the Upanishadic age? How much controversy is there?
Yeah.
Gita is a period of Gita. Now Mohenjo-daro, Harappa came and that changed certain views. And then now the excavation of what you call the oceanic excavation of Dwarka, that has pushed the history much behind. Because people used to think Krishna was how much? Maybe 500,
5,000.
5,000. Now it is established it should be 5,000 BC.
No, 3000 BC.
Now, because I do not know what is the recent calculation. See, we are also like them.
But someone did the calculation, astronomical calculation, because in Ramayana, when the Rama was born, what stars were there, and because the position of stars now may not be the same like that. So that's how they calculated Rama's time was 9000 BC.
So there are different calculation. In Indian way, they have calculation, but Western scholars will not accept that because they want rigid.
Yeah, because the Western scholars normally, at least in philosophy, their outlook is primarily from Western philosophy. And when it comes to Western philosophy, they have a pretty good timeline of when the various philosophers, so they want to compare it to.
Compare with that.
Yeah.
So
I
you know.
don't think Rama can be 9000 BC as per Indian timeline. Because Indian timeline says that the Treta Yuga was.
Then don't go. It will be millions. Then.
Dwapar Yuga is almost I don't know 8 million years.
Yeah. Anyhow, those that's why it goes too extreme, and they go too conservative.
And he was in Treta, which is before Dwapar.
And that's why we can understand this much. Krishna was before. These are theory. Christ before Christ was Krishna, and forget other things.
Yeah.
Krishna, you have to accept Krishna was there, and before Krishna there was Rama. So if you go there, and before that there was Upanishadic age, before that was Karma Kanda, before that was no writing, nothing. It is on oral tradition and Havanam and this and going on. So timeline goes on like that, but it is not much use in pulling and pushing. Indian thought is that Baba, go to the truth, realize God.
But don't you think it's also because in Eastern philosophy, Indian philosophy, the concept of time itself is seen more as it's not linear, it's seen more as a cyclist, whereas Western philosophy has much more linear thinking.
Yeah.
So it's more important.
Yeah. But Indian thought is that, Baba, you die tomorrow, finish your God realization and don't calculate which year. It has its value, but quickly take the essential teaching and utilize it in your life. Anyhow, these details are gathered from our own statements contained in the work. According to tradition, scholars have been uncertain about the time when he lived. According to tradition, he seems to have been a contemporary of Sri Chaitanya. That means 1485, 1533, Sri Chaitanya's time. So 500, we call 500 something. To whom he was personally known. He was known. Sri Chaitanya knew this Vishnupuri, but Vishnupuri knew this Chaitanya. This is disputed by others who consider him to have lived 2 centuries before Chaitanya. There is also a view that he lived as late as 1633. But on various considerations, this is dismissed, the date being likely to be one on which the copyist of the particular manuscript completed his work. In the early days, it was copying was it takes time to copy the verses because on the you have to transcribe on the parchment paper and this and that. So Sri Chaitanya's time, people have started using maybe some better way of puthi paper, gurjapatra. That means one type of bark of the tree on which they used to write with a pen. The branch of twig of the tree, cutting and chiseling, and that is an ink pot and ink.
It must have worked pretty good because I saw the naughty leaves. After all these years, the ink is still on the leaf. It's held up.
Yeah. Even Thakur's time, Thakur has copied. Sri Ramakrishna has copied Subahu's Pala. That means play of Subahu. Subahu in the Ramayana, Subahu, his play. So there is a handwritten manuscript. Sri Ramakrishna's handwriting was beautiful. He copied it. And those copy sheets are available in the house of, you probably those who visited Jayarambati have gone to Shihor. And Shihor where Hridayaram used to live. Hridayaram's descendant are holding that. And we got few copies from them. That is in our archives in Belur also. All lovers of Srimad Bhagavata, who is the most outstanding work in Hindu devotional literature, will feel thankful to Vishnupuri for this anthology, which is undoubtedly the result of the deep thought, very careful study, and much painstaking effort at selection. As stated by him in verse 6 to 8 of the text, he dives deep into the ocean of Bhagavata and discovering by the Lord's grace these invaluable gems of devotion in it, hastened to lift them up with great effort and make them into necklace of an anthology fit to adorn the necks of votaries who have no time or facility to go into the immense text of the original Bhagavata. So, an edition of the work was published in Sacred Books of Hindu Series 1912 from Allahabad and later another edition from Calcutta. It's doubtful whether these are now available in the print, and a fresh edition with a new English translation and annotation will not therefore be out of place. So, it is hoped that which help the English translation, those who have a working knowledge of Sanskrit will be able to enter into not too easy literary structure of the original verses and catch glimpses of the soul-stirring beauty and grandeur of Srimad Bhagavad. Bhagavad Sanskrit is very, very difficult. Composition is a little archaic, you can say, in comparison to the present day Sanskrit, which has become more, it was colloquial and not more for the public. Simpler composition. These are very scholarly composition. So let us go to the strand. 13 strands are there. So we'll start from the strand 1. Now this introduction. What is the introduction? The first section, the longest of all the 13 sections of the anthology, consists of 116 verses out of its way. Oh Baba. A total of 405 plus 11. So out of that, in this first chapter, they have composed 116. These verses deal with bhakti in a general way. Some of the teachings include in it are as follows. Vasudeva, the Supreme Being, man's highest duty in life to practice devotion to him. All other duties in life should subserve this supreme duty. And a man who neglects it and lives merely for physical and social values would be spending his life in vain. All are eligible to practice. These are the chapters, probably, themes. See, that makes this accessible to all. All are eligible to practice devotion to Vasudeva. The only qualification for it being unfailing faith in him. Other yogas, you have so many conditions. Vedanta study, you have to have apparent knowledge of the what you call this text. You have to be very pure. Tasmin janmo janmantare. In the other life, you have not committed much sin. Apatato odigato akilo vedarto. You have read the meaning, understood the Vedas, and understood overall what it means. Asmin janma janmo janmantareva. In this life or in your previous life. Kamma nishiddha varjana purassaram. You have given up your karma with desire, or the in the experience of the sensate universe, you have given up. Kamma nishiddha varjana purassaram. Nitanta nirmala shanta. Your heart has become very pure. Nitanta nirmala shanta. Then not only sadhana chatushtaya sampanna, then you will be having this sadhana chatushtaya. Viveka vairagya, তারপরে samadhi sadhaka sampatti and mumuksha. Nothing. These are the qualifications. See, I am talking about the qualification only. So if we see that qualification, many people in early days would have turned their face. Oh my God, I am not fit for this. But for bhakti,
we don't care for the qualification. We just dive in.
That's what. But here it says, you have bhakti, you love God, finish. Then this book is for you. You can start. You need not have to think of what qualification you have. By Vasudeva, Krishna's grace, you will overcome all this. So these books make it popular and public, and that's also the way of bhakti.
And although they say the only qualification
What?
is having unfailing faith.
That's the point. That there are very little subtleties are there. Unfailing faith.
That itself is enough.
There you include everything. How will you have unfailing faith for God? No. That means how pure you should be. And one-pointed love for God. You are not interested in anything, you love God only. So these are all the same. But at the surface of it, it makes it easier. Suppose you know, Hare Krishna, take the name of Krishna. Bas, you don't have to think of anything. It makes us easy, feel easy, and we can start boldly. But in this path, that's why there is some verses in the Bhagavad also, that those who are purified by the following the path of devotion for a longer time, their mind becomes ready to think of the Vedantic thought, absolute thought. Then it becomes very meaningful. Otherwise, it is just a struggle to enter into the philosophy of it. Birth, culture, refinement, etc. are of no consideration in the path of bhakti. That is true. You should be Brahmin, you should be this, your study should be this pious, and you should be a brahmachari, this, that, all this consideration. Here it is, those are all secondary point. Bhakti in its mature form is the tendency of the mind to go naturally and irresistibly to the Lord in place of the worldly objects. Then when you mature in bhakti, you need not have to think of, your mind will run towards God. Mind, pure mind. This state, to reach this state only after a long practice of Bhagavad Dharma. That's why you follow the Bhagavata Dharma. What are the Dharma? These principles, what they are talking about. What is the Bhagavad Dharma? Bhagavad Dharma consisting in its dedication of all one's actions to him. That is one. And the ninefold disciplines of bhakti, Navadha bhakti. What is that? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Kirtana, Vishnu Smarana, Padusevana, Dasya, so all, Orchana, like that. Sakhyam Atmanivedanam. So you just serve God, worship God, surrender to Him like He is your master. Atmanivedanam, give everything to Him. Make friendship, think that He is your own friend. Like that, these different attitudes you take and practice. This will be your Bhagavad Dharma. You follow that in your life and take the name of Lord. Bas. So this can be considered also not so easy. All the ninefold devotion to practice is not so easy. We have read that ninefold devotion in our previous introduction. You can go back to that. Ultimately, it is a matter of divine grace also. Everyone is eligible for His grace, provided he yearns for it intensely. Is it? Everyone is eligible for His grace. That means God's grace is all the time. Ramakrishna said, it is all the time there. You need not have to do anything. Only you have to be open to it. If you clothe yourself with heavy blanket and it is hot summer, you say, and the fan is on, so you say, oh, it is so hot, so hot. No, you go near the, throw the blanket, go near the fan. Fan, it is always the fan, it is fanning. It does not think who is here. Fan does not mind a sinner has come or saint has come. It's what to give. So God does not look at that. It's His grace is all the time. We have to be close. That's why it said God is here all the time. We have to open only. We have to open to. Where we are reading this morning or yesterday. When you go to Jyotisharananda Swami, Hari Maharaj told to Jyotisharananda Swami, when you go to the temple, don't think that you are going to see him. Think that what I can see him. He is looking at me. Siddheshwara, this morning we read. Yes. Yeah. So you can feel that we go to the temple, oh, I will have darshan. I will see him. No, I cannot see him. How grand, great. I cannot understand that. Let him see me. I am putting myself, oh Lord, I am here. You please look at me. Your grace will purify me. These are the devotional way of approaching the Lord. For the Lord is the same to all, and he who takes refuge in Him gets Him, while he who keeps aloof excludes himself from grace. A true devotee has always got the unfailing support of the Lord, and even if he has some defects and deficiencies, they are soon made up if he is sincere in his devotion. So practice of bhakti simultaneously develops in one all other spiritual excellences like renunciation, purity, knowledge and realization. They come. So you start with bhakti, sincerely if you can do that, then all these noble qualities, renunciation and spiritual purity, knowledge will come. Even non-bhakti disciplines have to be mixed with some element of devotion if they are to be successful. Swamiji explained that, and in no yoga is independent. So when you are analyzing or your mind is going towards the analytical path, it is a part of bhakti. Otherwise, why will feel inclined to do that analysis? Inclination for analyzing the truth. You have that inclination, and that is your love for it. Not that bhakti always means give a flower at the feet of the Lord.
So you mean that actually the pursuit or the incentive of actually studying Jnana Yoga is
itself
a form of bhakti in itself.
Of course.
Because you strive for the...
Suppose the Saguna people, we put our love for a particular image or particular we call Krishna or Rama or whatever, and non-dual, they also love the non-dual aspect.
Yeah.
Satchidananda Rupo Aham, I am that Satchidananda Rupa. And thinking of that again and again, you try to incline, you get identified there. That identification comes out of love. Huh? And also it is yoga. So in ultimate analysis, it is very not proper to say that it is a separate path. But when inclination is more on devotional aspect, less on the analytical aspect. But that is there. Without that, you cannot find interest in meditation. Even you are interested in meditation means what? Your love for meditation is there. I love to meditate. People say, huh? So meditation is another school of or a path for God realization. But you have love for that meditation, and that meditation means the object you love. Otherwise, your mind will not go. Why will you meditate? How will you meditate on God unless you have love for that subject or the form of the divine? So these are all interrelated. But still, major thrust is given on the bhakti. Bhakti is not only the easiest and the least risky path to divine realization, but also the most direct. It is both the means and the end, and great devotees seek bhakti in preference to mukti itself. This is also very important. It is both means it is the easiest. Why easiest? Easiest means you can relax. Vedanta says, give up, not this, get out. No attachment to anything. But here Ramakrishna says, you have your attachment, just switch it. You love your nephew, okay. You think that you love Narayana in the nephew. Only add some few words and do the same thing. So it is easy for us who are so much inclined into doing all these our normal day-to-day activity with attachment and affection. Only change the attachment from the personality to the who is in the person. So it is easy. At least I'm not to do a radical change. Only it's a little change in the thought.
It seems like Jnana, just going from the unreal to the real. So there is no difference.
But unreal to real is the words are very frightening for many people. If you say it is unreal, I don't see it is unreal. It is my mom, my dad, my child, my husband, my wife. So it is so real. Better you say, hey, don't see your child as child. You see the Lord has come in the form of your child. So love your child in that attitude. See, it is just much easier. It is just like swinging into this, like gliding into it. No, end result being the same, but procedure the procedure is little easier, it seems. And
in Gospel of Ramakrishna, I read that when you are doing samadhi, you are one with the God, and there is one God and you. But when you come down to the worldliness, you put your hands with oil your hands with the love of God and come back. Then it becomes easy.
Yeah, after realization, they are easy. When I detached, that oil of love means it is love everyone, not as a son, daughter as a daughter, husband as husband, wife as wife, but smear with the oil of love, God. It's God in them, God in them. So it purifies, it deifies, and gradually lifts the person to a higher level. And it is a natural tendency of every person is like that. Less risky also. Why? Because it is, as I give the example, Vedantic path for the stronger people. There is no compromise, uncompromising. It is the hiking, straight hiking. What you call to the
summit.
summit. And you, like a rope you are holding and you're going, you fall. So you have no chance to enjoy, oh, what a beautiful scene here. No, you cannot do that. Your focus is how I can, just one focus. Everything rejected, renunciation. You have no time and opportunity to look right and left for anything in this sensate universe. And as I give the example, bhakti, you take a cup of coffee, flask, and then munching something, and then you walk, hike up, and then a vista point comes. Wow, let us sit here for a few minutes. So you sit there, you have some coffee and all the snacks, and then enjoy the beauty, and then you stay that night, even if you like, make your tent there, stay out that night, and then again you go. So it is easy, and you can relaxing, and in your journey you can enjoy. But Vedanta, at the very beginning, it is rough and uncompromising process, and you have to be very powerful there at the beginning. Ultimately, when you go quick, of course. You are going quick because you need not have to go this way, that way. Straight hiking is just go. And then in normal hiking, what? You go up and then come down and again go up. But you're going, but it is this way. So that is the bhakti path and that is the jnana path. But ultimately, both leads to the same. But that's why bhakti for masses, millions and millions of people, bhakti. Jnana is only for you. And many people following the jnana to miss the ground, because without bhakti, without this inner potentiality, they become dry. Thakur used to cry, no? Oh mother, don't make me dry sannyasis. Dry sannyasis means those who are always saying not this, not this, not this. Neither they enjoy here, neither they enjoy there. Not tremendous renunciation. That much is not the in the stock. Their capability is not there. So they actually don't miss the other aspect of spirituality.
But they don't want to see anything what you say, like they don't need to see like this side, that
You may say they do not, but in the mind there's a bundle of so much samskaras. How is
no, but what you say, like the dry, it will automatically become, because the path itself is dry, because they don't want to see this, that, they don't want
not
to
want to, but one decided, what can I do? I am now hiking this way, and in the middle, can you say, hey, hey, now I like to do the other way? It is difficult to come down also. When you are hanging in the middle in a rope, you see that rope climbing.
But if somebody is progressing on the path of jhana, then wouldn't they, in theory, as they are progressing, be filled automatically with this inner joy
if they are really
that will exude upwards?
Of course that will do, but there you cannot relax. My point is that there is relentless path. You cannot, is combat. In the combat, in the open front, boom, 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 bullets are running on this side, and you will have to make your journey uncompromising. Here you can take one day rest, as I said. Here, too much altitude, we went to what you call Kailas. you are to make a Kailas round, you go parikrama. That means you walk. There is no other vehicle. You can go by riding on the what you call that yak.
Oh, wow.
You can ride on the yak and fall down 20 times. Because yak has his own way of going, and you are sitting over there, and it is going to eat some grass or something. Then
So
you like that, and you fall down, roll down. But anyway, otherwise you will have to walk, and the altitude sickness. So, but you are tired. Okay, you stay your camp. You stay with your camp one night in some place, halt there, and acclimatize. Next day you start your journey. But when you are climbing like that, now you cannot say, oh, I am getting less oxygen. What shall I do? No, you will have to take your oxygen also, supply with you. You don't feel that lack of oxygen.
So if somebody is practicing a mix of jnana and bhakti, what will their path be like?
That is the Vedanta path. Actually, what we follow Ramakrishna Vedanta. Absolute Vedanta, even their absolute Vedanta, there is our touching point of Ramakrishna law of meditation. All these are included. But there are very serious some of the Swamis who are strongly only follow but path of knowledge. Exceptional. Nothing wrong, but it is their nature is suited for that. But majority of the monks, even extraordinary sadhus also, they blend all these.
These Satchidananda, Gautamananda, they follow Vishishtadvaita.
And Thakur Maharaj actually says you first understand jnana, keep it in your back pocket and practice bhakti.
That means,
And next month's retreat by Swami Atmakriyananda
yeah,
is very interesting.
yeah.
He says bhakti sounds interesting, but it's the most difficult.
Difficult.
And
And jnana
sounds difficult,
but very easy. Philosophically easy.
But for different people, it works differently.
Yeah.
The different minds are tuned in different ways. For some, bhakti is the easiest. Like he's saying, it's the easiest. I don't agree. I feel jnana is the easiest because that's the nature
Your
of my mind.
tendency. And personality and the tendency and the sanskaras. Suppose Vedanta is easy, simply. You need not have to think which incarnation came, which earlier, before, who is whose son, who is whose mother, and who is Putana, and did this and did that. All this complication, you need not. God is here, you see in name and form. Get out the name and form. It is God. It is divine. It is Atman. It is Brahman. State. You are seeing the table. There is no table. It is Satchidananda. Just see it. That's a straight cut. But Bhakti will say, Bhakti, for other mind, it will be, no. Bhakti means everything is God has created. God is everywhere. So it is all God's glory. Why not I see His glory? It may be suited for Him, and there is a risk of being attached. Everything God, saying, I enjoy world, and it's a God. In my mind is not that pure. And to think that it is God, then you can enjoy everything. In this life, there is nothing but God. But at the beginning, if someone says immature mind, they will make a mistake. They will take what is the impermanent as permanent. So that's why little preparation is necessary. Viveka Vairagya is necessary. Without it does not happen. But for the bhakti path, even if they make mistake, point is that there is a mistake. It is no mistake. We in every study we do mistake. In life, every child falls down, does several types of mistakes to learn certain things. So it's okay. It is accepted. But in Vedanta, no, it is damaging. Don't do that. So these are the two approaches are different. But I think sincerity is the question. Okay, so let us end. And also the point is that means and end is the same in bhakti. What is bhakti's end? End is bhakti. I want to love God. Totally, I want to be infused in God. And past process, I want to do the japa and get absorbed. I want to do the flower vase and think that I am just organizing it for the Lord. How I am cleaning the clothing of the Lord, ironing the handkerchiefs. Oh, that will be used for the Lord to wash the face and this and that. So everything can be elevated to that awareness, and that is the sadhana. So this is the practice and end. Bhakti end, bhakti is beginning. Beginning bhakti, it ends in bhakti. And ultimately, but bhakti is here. No. I want to love you. I don't want to merge with you. I want to be always a little experience. I want to serve you. I want to feed you. I'll be with you. That's called the bhakti. So it wants to keep the separation always. So bhakti, bhaktas, diyomanang nagrinanti. We will get into Bhagavad that verse probably. Even it is given to them, they don't accept. God comes and says, okay, I'll give you jnana. But no, I don't want jnana. I want bhakti.
But if that is the case, then it will ultimately always be dualistic. So it can
No,
never
you,
be.
but no, that you can do. You can start with that and enjoy sometime. But as you go on, your love for God and you are so connected, you become so pure and pure. It is like you want to keep a separation,
Okay,
but it
okay,
will
yeah.
suck it. It is like a magnet and in a pin. It's so close. If you come, you want to resist. No.
Okay.
And but you cannot. Ramakrishna saying, "Oh ma, don't make me unconscious and gone." You read the gospel in different places very carefully. He says, "Oh ma, I want to talk about it. Don't make me unconscious." Boom, gone. So and so he says, "I don't want to be sugar myself. I don't
I want
test."
to taste it.
Meaning is it what they have the divine purpose. Because if he become one, then his purpose of coming becomes meaningless. He has to give this message. He has to prepare Vivekananda, his all the 16 children, householder devotees, Balaram Bose, these, that, to make an example for the world, Girish Ghosh, etc. Those are the mission. If he goes always samadhi, then who will do all these things? That's why he says, give me little. And also the masses can see this is the way one can live in world with God. No? So they have a mission. So they cannot just come.
And avatars are for bhaktas only. Gyanis, they don't have avatars.
Of course, avataro in Gyani there is no avatar.
There are jnana avatars also.
No, but no, but no. In the sense of avataro idea, there is no avataro in Jnana. Because Jnana is only one. When you are accepting avatara,
Avatar means he coming down from his original position.
Right.
Meaning of avatar word means is coming down from
Avatarana. Ava means below, tarana, down, coming, traveling.
But as per jnana, everything is an avatar.
Yeah, you are avatar. I am avatar because we are all. But that's why Ramakrishna was very careful to say, he who is Rama, he who is Krishna, he is Ramakrishna. But Ramakrishna is so scientific. Vedanta, perfect Vedanta. No, exactly he said, not according to your Vedanta. If Vedanta does not accept because only one exists, who will come down where? Coming down means there is a plane, here is a plane, you go there, you come down. In Vedanta, there is no going, coming, everything is permeated with one consciousness.
But Vedanta does agree that there is Ishvara and then there is a projection.
That you coming down to the justify the creation
Correct.
theory. No, that is the creation theory. But creation theory is for the fools.
It's not born. It's ajata.
Eh?
Ajatavada does not say that nothing is there at all.
No,
No.
nothing is there. That in
No.
a sense,
Yours.
it just appears in Brahman.
Appears.
That is for sure. But within that appearance, how that appearance mechanism is working, there is an explanation in Vedanta as well.
Yeah.
And in that, they will agree with the concept of avatar.
Of
They
course.
don't have any problem.
Of course. That as a conceptual too, he says it's like fools, they don't understand. I make something. That's why Panchikaran, sometimes they say 5 elements, sometimes say 3 elements. The whole world is created with 3 elements. A ghost with 3 horns, a ghost with 5 horns, 24 cosmic principle, all are talks. Nothing is there. So for the growing student, it is very important, but there is ultimately for a Vedanta student, it's not. Anyhow, so let me 2 lines more. So it is thus a super value excelling even liberation. But liberation, however, follows it automatically. That liberation. In accordance with the Hindu tradition, Vishnu Puri, the author and anthologist, begins with a salutation to Krishna for the successful accomplishment of his work, quoting a verse from the end of the 10th canto of the Bhagavad. This is the verse he has read. Bhagavad 10th canto, 90th chapter, 48th verse. So we'll read it next time. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm?
We finished with that.
No, we Jai Ma.
I have to get that ready.
No, yeah. Pani Puri, Pani Puri.
Pani Puri Day.
Come, hey, you come. Pani Puri is
Today
there.
is Parama's birthday.
Parama's birthday, we are celebrating.
Yes.
Huh. We have Pani Puri special.
What is Pani Puri?
Are, that's why you don't know. Hey. No, better not. Elizabeth, come for Pani Puri, her birthday.
Whose birthday?
Who's going first?
Oh, it's her birthday. Okay.
And Pani Puri, you know, in India, they go Pani Puri.
I think she explained what it was. You said you were explaining.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
you were.
Can we have